Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of The Real Just Eating, and I'm going to do a review on a film I made called Dim, which was released today. So the film Dim is actually an experimental film. Doesn't really have much of a narrative behind it. It's just really a short film that I made a couple of weeks ago. So if you're watching the film and assuming there's going to be actors and a main driven storyline arc, that's not really the whole point of the film. The whole point of the film is just based off interpretation. So whatever you see in a film, you can interpret it in many different ways. So my friend watched it and he told me that the film was good because it reminds him of the whole emotion of what we're going through for his lockdown period. But actually, the real concept behind Dim is completely different from what he said. So it's more based on interpretation. So you can watch this film in many different ways and just see it from different perspectives, but I can't necessarily reveal the main idea behind Dim from that perspective because it would just destroy the whole demeanor of it. There's a couple of things that I wish I included in the film. I wish I included more different shots, different locations to film, but I try to mix it up as much as I can. But the film was just actually filmed in a particular day in the time. It was pretty much like in the evening. That's why the sun's really low and dim, glowing. I also wanted to make a sequel to it, Dim Part 2, but I'm not too sure if I should actually release that film or the ideas of what should I do with the film. Because if I do the sequel based off the first Dim film, then I might actually reveal what the film's actually about, and it would just completely destroy the whole concept of it. So I might actually just try and plan a sequel to Dim, but with a different concept. That makes sense, like a different idea, but it's based if people can actually figure it out, or it could be based on their interpretation again. There's a couple of things that I wish I didn't do. I wish I didn't include the sound, but possibly include more things to like an actual voice audio or even pre-recorded voice from something on YouTube or something like motivation. I don't know, but something different. I feel that the film does capture the concept of what it's like to be in lockdown, but that's not me trying to tell you that. It's just what I've been told, like what other people have said. But I'm actually more excited for my other film being released next week called Claustrophobia. Claustrophobia is more narrative driven, so there is a story arc to it, but I don't think people will understand what the whole concept is of claustrophobia until the end of the film, because the end of the film is just completely just a swing. Like it's completely different. Like you can spend like a good couple of minutes just watching Claustrophobia, get like a real dark horror thriller kind of feeling, but then when you get to the end it's just completely different. It's like completely like unexpected, but the ending would just make the whole film make sense of it. And then if people don't really understand what claustrophobia is about, I'm still going to release a review on claustrophobia, possibly the next day afterwards, even a couple of days after the film's release, just giving my ideas and thoughts of where the film actually came from. But I'll actually give you a sneak peek about what the film is inspired from. So Claustrophobia is actually inspired by a film called Buried with Ryan Reynolds, released in 2010. If you haven't seen Buried, it's actually a film about a guy who's trapped in a box, like a coffin shed, throughout the whole film. So like he's just literally in the dark with a phone, trying to communicate with someone, and the people on the other side of it are trying to like figure out where he is and his location, just to like dig him out basically. So the film basically captures his anxieties, his fears kind of thing. So that's where claustrophobia kind of gets inspiration from. But I might actually make a sequel, or might release a different version of claustrophobia. So yeah, I'm gonna release a different version of Claustrophobia. I have different versions of the film, not really alternative endings, but more alternative visuals, just to see which came across more deemer and scarier kind of thing. But I'm gonna release Claustrophobia next week, Friday. But then I'm gonna release a black and white edition after my review. So the plan is to release Claustrophobia next week, Friday, on the 26th of June, and then release a review possibly 2 days later, and then release a black and white edition probably Wednesday that upcoming week. So you get to see 2 different versions, and then I'll probably do another review on the black and white edition. I'm actually planning a second film release called My Life as a Drawing, which is a creative, more artistic concept of it. It actually has me in as the main lead, because I was actually the main lead in Claustrophobia as well. So you do get to see me in these films, so you do actually have an idea of what I actually look like in real life. I might actually just release a videography concept of me instead of doing these audio recordings, but it's just based on confidence at the moment. So I'm just going to keep on doing the voice audios and just do my ideas and thoughts and release short films. But then later on, I'm going to like hit with another video where you actually see me with different ideas in the background, like lights. So I kind of want like a video of me just talking as well, but like more energetic, and also like different lights in the background, like green and blue, because that's the main theme colors of, you know, the Real Just E branding. But yeah, that is the plans for a couple of weeks. So Dim, was it a good film for me? Yeah, because it kind of hit the point of what the film was meant to be about, which is interpretation, what people interpret. Will there be a sequel? Maybe. It'd be based off something different. And finally, is there anything I could have done differently with the film? Probably just change the audio and just include more shots. But at the same time, Claustrophobia will be out next week, Friday. I will drop a review on what I thought of Claustrophobia, which to give you ideas where I got my inspirations from, more in detail other than buried. And I will release a black and white edition of the cut, so you will get to see 2 different versions. And finally, I'd like to announce that Claustrophobia was released as a tease on Instagram, on the Real Just E Instagram account. But if you actually watch the film, it's going to look completely different. So bear that in mind. So when you watch Claustrophobia on my YouTube channel, it'll be completely different from what you see on Instagram. So if you want, I'll probably release that other version of it too, but it depends, because I'm only planning to release 2 versions. But if you want to see the first ever cut of Claustrophobia, I will release it. But yeah. But anyway, thank you for listening to the Real Just E channel, and this has been my review of Dim, and I hope you guys enjoy.